Today is November 11th, 2024. We're coming to you from Birmingham, Alabama. I'm attorney Mike Bell of Mike Bell Accident and Injury Lawyers. I'm joined to my left by attorney Don Blankenship and to my right by our client, Mr. Bennie Holmes, aka comedic narrator Bennie Mac. We're coming to you today to announce a lawsuit that we have filed that's entitled Bennie Holmes versus MacMan Enterprises. This lawsuit arises out of a trademark dispute referencing the legendary and late comedian Bernie Mac. Our client was contacted by the estate of Mr. Bernard McCullough, aka Bernie Mac, on October the 10th with a letter that basically informs him that he is infringing on the trademark rights of the late Mr. Bernard McCullough as it relates to the name Bernie Mac. Again, our client goes by the stage name of comedic narrator Bennie Mac, also Bennie Mac, and he also is the owner of Bennie Mac's on First, which is a barbershop here in Birmingham, Alabama. On October 26, 2024, our client received a follow-up cease and desist letter from the estate of Mr. McCullough as well as MacMan Enterprises, again referencing the trademark Bernie Mac. On October 11th, an appeal was submitted by our client to Instagram and to Meta to have his Instagram reinstated, which was suspended at the request of the estate of Mr. McCullough and MacMan Enterprises. We feel as though our client has been unjustly persecuted by the McCullough family as well as MacMan Enterprises. At no point in time has our client held himself out to be Bernie Mac. Has he held himself out to be the comedian Bernie Mac or any likeness thereof. For the last 20 plus years, our client, Mr. Holmes, has professionally called himself comedic narrator Bennie Mac. And in fact, his birth name is Bennie. To my left, Mr. Blankenship will go further into trademark infringement and what trademark infringement entails.
So essentially, as my colleague Attorney Bell said, this is a case that involves trademark or alleged trademark infringement. Now, just to give you a general idea, trademarks are symbols, designs, words, anything that is used to distinguish a product or a service from other people and from other goods and services. All trademarks have to be registered with the USPTO, which is the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Once it's a registered trademark, the registrant or the person who owns that trademark now has legal rights with that symbol, with that design, with that word, or with that phrase. Trademark infringement, which is what this particular case focuses on, occurs when someone has unauthorized use of that trademark symbol or that registered design, their registered title, their registered name. And by using that unauthorized symbol or the unauthorized use of that symbol, there's a high likelihood of confusion that's created between people who would normally consume those products as to where the products are originating from and who is the actual owner. In this particular case, and this is important not only to our client, Mr. Holmes, but also to anyone else who is either looking to secure themselves or looking to make sure they protect the use of any marks, any symbols, or any designs that they own, it's important to understand that if there is no likelihood of confusion, which we have argued and which is present in this case, there's a very low likelihood of confusion and actual confusion as to distinguishment between comedian Bennie Mac and the late, great Bernie Mac. So whenever there is a low likelihood of confusion and whenever it is easily distinguishable which product is coming from which owner and which particular party, then any case for trademark infringement, any case for someone unauthorized, or any case for unauthorized use of a trademark simply falls apart. So it is our position that by asserting this lawsuit that we are making a clear message and sending a clear message that not only is the use of his name, Bennie Mac, not unauthorized, nor does it infringe upon the trademark use of anything related to Bernie Mac, but that there is a low likelihood of confusion between the two and that no actual confusion has taken place.
As a result of the estate of Mr. McCullough, as well as McMahon Enterprises' interference in our client's business affairs, our client has suffered detrimentally to the tune of what we have filed a lawsuit for, $5 million against the defendants. It is our hope that we can resolve this dispute amicably and move forward in a manner in which our client as well as the defendants can resume their business affairs peacefully. Our client, at the time that his Instagram and social media pages were disabled, had amassed thousands of followers who he engaged in business relations with, as well as secured bookings, sold merchandise, and carried about other business affairs. At this time, our client has suffered to the point where his business bookings have diminished, his product sales have diminished, and he is not able to continue to move forward in the manner in which he had become accustomed. Again, it is our prayer and our wish that this dispute can be resolved. Unfortunately, if it cannot be resolved, we will continue to pursue our lawsuit of $5 million against McMahon Enterprises. And at this point, we will move over to our client, Mr. Holmes, to see if he has anything that he would wish to share with the audience.
This is an outrage. I don't infringe on nobody's name. I've been doing comedy for years and years on hand, and never, not one time, have a city or a venue that I've been to where somebody had me mistaken and said, "Give me my money back. You don't look nothing like Bernie Mac." Hey, I thought it was Bernie Mac. It never been that type of confusion. Also, even right here in Birmingham, I do 2-3 shows a month at one of the largest venues in the country, the Start On Comedy Club. Never had that type of confusion. Never had that type feedback. Never been the intention. So, hey, I hope we can get this resolved so I can continue to move forward and bring that funny for a little money.
And to be clear, our client has performed professionally under the name comedic narrator Bennie Mac, as well as Bennie Mac, for over 20 years. He has owned a business called Bennie Mac's on First for over 20 years, and he has been known familiarly and to his friends as Bennie Mac for at least 30 years. And there has never been a time that the estate of Mr. McCullough or any representative of Mr. McCullough over those 20 or 30 years has reached out until now. Our client has even performed several venues in Chicago where Mr. McCullough resided. And now there seems to be an issue and a discrepancy as it relates to the use of that name. And as we end this, again, our client's birth name is Bennie, and he has been professionally known as Bennie Mac for over 20 years.
And my dad named Bennie too.
And his father's name is Bennie as well. So again, we hope that we can end this peacefully, but if not, we will continue to pursue our lawsuit to the tune of $5 million.